Get Monster Hunter Wilds. I'll carry you through the entire game.
Aw, so kind.
You can go
I'll also
fight a
be there
Kuma.
brutalizing monsters.
No.
I
It's
mean,
gonna be awesome.
I would join if I had the game. As your
No, Apollo will be
hunting
there. I
horn.
need my emotional support Mexican.
I need the hunting horn.
Emotional support
Pum,
Mexican.
Is it only up to 3 people?
Release the baby!
It's 4 people.
Release
four?
the Mexican.
It's 4 people. The reason
It's
it's
4
not
people.
5 people is because every time they ever brought 5 people, the 5th motherfucker died.
They never came back. So that's why. What is it like? Proof of a fallen hunter, proof of a hero, or
Proof
something
of
like
a
that.
hero.
Proof of a hero is just in remembrance of the one motherfucker that never came back.
Blue, you are
And
very
Pride of a
very,
Nameless
very
Hunter as well.
quotable.
Yeah, he's like Carl.
Fuck
Blue,
Rock and
you are
Stone.
very quotable.
Welcome back, everyone.
Fucking stone.
Have you just been
Everybody?
quoting this entire time?
Everybody,
Yes.
Yeah.
welcome back to the Singing Sword.
Good to be back.
I don't like being back. I like being front.
One of these days I'm gonna kill you, Apollo.
Oh
Don't
yeah,
kill
I'll
him.
be there.
At least it's not me.
I'd win that fight. 1v1
Honestly,
me
that's,
right
that's
now.
probably very true.
Beach
No.
stage
Take
where I'll
your
whoop your
knees.
ass.
It's been too long
I'll
since
take
I've
your
taken
knees first, and
kickboxing.
then you'll lose.
Man, I just saw a king player from Tekken, bro. I'll just suplex you 80 times in a row.
No,
I'm
thank
a
you,
king player
please.
from Tekken, just grab a motherfucker.
I'd prefer not.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Everything I learned
You
about
said-
fighting, I learned from Zangief, bro. Bring it.
So,
Continue the session, bird enthusiast.
okay, leave my bird out of this.
That's what I hear, bro.
My child's
Okay, continue.
dead.
Alright,
Leave Vanya
anyway.
dead. Let him rest until he is literally obliterated from existence when we kill Manefnir.
Y'all keep saying when, like you're gonna be able to do it.
I know he canonically doesn't die yet, but still,
We can try.
we can try.
No, it's just none of you can do it.
Watch me.
Yeah, I'll watch him shit out your bones, dog. That's what I'll be watching.
In the Garden of Eyes.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah, Vanya's eternal afterlife. Anyways, last we left off.
I have this.
Last we left off, our lovely group of adventurers began exploring the palimpsest, which for some odd reason took the form of a rather well-maintained train, which given the
Yeah, I wasn't here for this.
Oh no. So,
Is Origa just outside? Does Brian just have to sit through this?
no, you're there too. I will, however, need you to make me a it was a wisdom saving throw. Or was it a charisma saving throw that I asked you all the way?
I do not
Yeah, I
remember.
think so.
I think you think so. I just listed 2 things.
Wisdom or charisma?
Let's go with charisma.
Okay.
But for context, the party decided to allow the queen, the veiled queen, to help you all explore the palimpsest. And upon entering, it was revealed to be a rather liminal space.
I know.
This space was a train. For those of you who have seen Demon Slayer, I described it as being similar to the Mugen train. And upon entering, every now and then, everyone in the group heard the sound of a train. But the longer you have been here, the more it has come to sound like a foghorn. So, the group began to walk further down this train, following right after the queen. This is the point at which I asked everyone to make a charisma saving throw to see what the thing they seek most is. For our friend Moon, what was it again?
He met. Wait, what? Sorry. You cut out for me?
What was Moon's greatest desire?
Oh, Moon's greatest desire was to seek knowledge and to, further figure out how to deal with these archons, which was like the sum of it.
And because of that, he met Thrill.
Whoops.
The good old original Archon of Envy. Now, you didn't see him in physical form. You only heard his presence in the void that you had presided in. However, before that, you had also gotten the chance to hear and see Thalvirn and his sister as children, who were in similarly an endless void. However, this one had a small fracture in the sky above through which purple light shined. And while we were walking through here, trying to talk to Thalvirn every now and then, he was humming that same melody that you heard the Lady of the Fog humming while she was circling you. And then we meant, and then we went to Teashini, I think.
Yes. I believe we did.
And Teashini returned to their monastery. They had a little bit of a chance to catch up with an old friend. Had a little bit of tea, and overall didn't really get traumatized that much.
Yay!
Meanwhile, Liz, who, in your absence, Guardian / Origa, was carrying Spathi.
Ah. Stolen. How dare you?
And while they were carrying Spathi, what was their greatest desire again?
It was a mix of several things, but one of the bigger ones was to go.
And so, as you walked, you somehow arrived at a cave. One might almost call it a tomb, maybe a crypt. Within, there laid a casket, carved into the stone, whose lid has clearly been pushed and pulled a number of times to the point that the stone underneath it has become polished. And upon opening it, Liz saw a variety of people. Not only did they see Sal, not only did they see their sister, but they also saw their father. An obsidian-clad warrior. Some might say paladin. Whose hands were positioned to almost suggest they had been holding some kind of sword. And in good old Liz fashion, Liz decided to place Spathi in their hands. And I actually can't remember exactly what happened at that point. Does anyone else remember?
You said I ended up back with the group.
Oh, yeah, that's where it ended. Damn,
Still
I was
talking
crazy.
Spathi.
Oh, yes. Moon. Sorry for jumping back to Moon. But I believe Moon was told to look at the runes that were carved into Spathi by Drill.
Yes, he was.
Does anyone remember what the difficulty I set was?
Hell no.
I think it was. I
I
think it was.
believe he did.
I'm pretty sure it was a 15, but I could be wrong. I mean, you can always look at the.
Sounds right.
Oh, yeah, it was a 15.
Oh, I failed.
I thought so.
Wait, I remember this because Moon has like a +7 or whatever, and he could make 14, but it was still 1 away from the BC.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing I pay attention to is the purple guy.
Wow. Yeah, wow.
Oh wow, let's see how.
Wow.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well
I'm
versed in
kidding.
FNAF lore then.
And Liz
Yeah.
thought you were her
Michael
friend.
Afton. Wow.
They are friends. See, I say all this shit, but in reality, Origa's my favorite character.
You say that when you turned them into a rug.
You speak of something you do not know.
Let them try to understand the eldritch horror that is the lunatic bin. Try and fail time and time
I
again.
forgive her, for she knows not what she does.
Correct.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Can I guess that you were laughing because of what I sent?
Yes, I like how you just colored it purple.
I have a feeling I know exactly what you're laughing at, but I'm just gonna move on.
You know what? I'll show you why we were laughing.
Oh,
In
God.
short, Blue sent me this saying this was Moon, and I responded with this.
I just colored him purple. Why he Orpal?
Orpal boy, little Orpal bird. I hate him. I hope he explodes.
Oh, he explodes alright. I made sure of that.
Leave him alone!
Yup, nuclear twinks.
Leave the nuclear twink out of this.
Nuclear family.
Anyway.
Yeah, back to Dungeons and Dragons. Hi,
Yes,
guys.
anyways. So, for those of you who got a 15 or higher, you were able to maintain your goal. And as such, you continued to walk down the hall with the queen.
Wow. It's a good thing I rolled a 16 for my charisma.
It is quite good. So, the Maker's Mark. If I recall correctly, we had Strigo, Shepherd, and now Origa, who were able to stay with her while they were walking. And as you all continue to walk down the hall of this train, which, as I have described before, as you look towards the exit door at the other end of the train, it just seems to get further and further the longer you look at it, and the harder you try to focus on it, the more your head hurts. But the four of you, including the queen, push through it. And after a few minutes of walking, you make your way into the next train car. Now, this train car doesn't necessarily look entirely different from the rest. There is still the flashing of darkness and a desolate world outside of the windows. However, instead of being a passenger car, this is a food car. And it actually seems to be very populated. You can hear some people talking, but you don't actually see anyone except for someone who is standing behind the counter. What can I get you for? The man behind the counter appears to be some variant of a tabaxi. He's very tall and lanky. They don't appear to have muscles, but you can tell that they are lean. The clothes they're wearing are very formal. Incredibly unlike what most of you would wear, because even compared to Strigo's formal outfit, it is not regal. It is simple. There are no large pieces of jewelry or shining threads that have been sewn into the suit. It is just a simple button-up shirt and black pants. So what can I get you for?
I don't need nothing. I do not eat or drink. I don't sleep. I'm good.
I have my own food.
Strigo?
And you two? He looks towards Strigo and the queen, who, like, waves her hand. No.
I'm gonna look at her. Is this where we have to be? We do not have time to dilly-dally.
Do you think I would take you somewhere you don't need to be?
Probably.
That's fair. But this is a place, at least a stop, we need to take to get to the Maker's Mark. This is Cairn. She gestures to the tabaxi. Think of him as, I don't know, an artificial sentience. If you ever are looking for something in particular, you can come to him and ask. Though,
My apology.
to-
What mean artificial in sentience? Like me, machine, or something more fucked up, as you would say?
I don't know if I'd say quite like you. You appear to be sown from the souls of others, if I am seeing this correctly.
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes. Good description. Yes.
Cairn, on the other hand, is a collection of knowledge. They are the They are the sentient palimpsest, the palimpsest made into a form.
Not too different. It's only knowledge, not memory, much personality, stuff like that. Just knowledge. Yes, yes.
I mean, he can be annoying sometimes.
I see. Like me. It's good.
Now, miss, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I kind of just... I just serve here. And the queen is visibly confused. Sorry. What? Yeah, I'm just a server here on this train. Um, we're, we're, I don't know how you got turned around on the train, but this is the food cart. If there's anything I can get for you to eat, or you can sit down, I guess. Hmm.
Is this not the thing we're looking for then? Or was it supposed to be here?
Not just because there's a lot of us. Requires a
Is
lot
not
of
normal.
energy to project into a lot of people's minds, I assume. I've only... See, this is why I just create copies of it. I don't like having to deal with unpredictable situations.
So, I understand the need to walk more.
Probably.
Also, where is rest? It's just us four?
Ah. Well, they'll catch up eventually.
What do you mean
Remember,
eventually?
they will. I mean, it's not like they can get trapped in here.
Well,
That's good.
I know, sure. You say this first time with so many, yes? You know what happened when so many?
I mean, not really, but
So possibility for danger, yes? If
I've
not, no?
created multiple copies of this palimpsest before. I think I know my way around it at least a little bit better than you.
Still, it's first time for everything, yes?
I suppose. Well, Strigo, I'm surprised you haven't torn into me yet.
I'm trying to keep myself together to the best of my abilities. I am very quickly losing it.
Huh. Missing your companions?
Do not continue to agitate.
They're fine, they're just on a little bit of a field trip. In all earnestness, they were taken where they needed to go. Did I cut out?
Where they needed to be was
Okay.
here, and they're not.
If I did cut out, I couldn't tell, but I saw my mic.
No, you're fine.
Okay. I don't mean where you need them to be. Where they needed to be. I don't decide where people go in here. Neither does Cairn or whatever this thing is. Why, thank you, ma'am. That's just not quite kind. Now, you sure I can't interest you all in a drink or two?
I have no orifice in face. Or
Ah.
anywhere, really.
Machine. Interesting. We don't get much of you down here.
Well, there are none like me. I don't mean brag, I mean literal.
Alright, alright. Well, I won't stop you. You're free to keep walking.
Walking we shall.
And I assume, unless anyone else wants to do anything, you continue to walk.
Yeah, actually, Shepard orders a mimosa and oils his joints with it. I don't know. Let's continue walking.
A mimosa to oil your joints?
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna
I don't
fucking
think that's
suck,
how that
actually.
works.
Ro
Correct.
clearly has never had a mimosa.
Oh no, I've had a
Ro's never
mimosa.
smelled
I
the-
hate mimosas.
The fucking the fresh scent of an apple fritter.
I've definitely had an apple fritter though. I fucking hate
Oh, really?
mimosas.
That's
Though. They
pretty good.
suck ass.
You wanna know what sucks ass? The fucking fire giant.
True.
Who?
The
Don't
fire
worry
giant.
about it.
The giant of fire.
I don't. Okay.
I'm too busy brewing. It's fine.
And you will continue to walk. And as you exit into the next car, you all blink and are in a field of white. Trees covered in snow. Frozen forest. The queen sighs. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit more annoying than I wanted it to be.
Then you wanted it to be.
I'd prefer it not being annoying at all.
I prefer it to be over.
Well, do you want to turn back?
Is there back? Or is only front? This place make no sense.
There is actually just a train door in the middle of this forest that you now all find yourself in. And looking through the window, you can see the previous train car. And Cairn is just leaning over the counter, looking through the window at you all.
This place is weird.
It
Yes.
contains knowledge from the past thousands of years. It's going to be weird.
How many thousand?
Probably 3, maybe 4. I'm not exactly sure on the dates of, well, when it all broke down.
He's good. Still concerned with who are we missing? No purple one, no funny one, no one who's still me. We miss 3. Should wait or will they appear when need?
Oh, they'll probably just show up. Probably.
I don't like
If they
probably.
don't,
What
you're
probability?
dead.
Okay, we've had enough with the threats. We made a deal. I would explain how to get through this place, and you wouldn't kill me. I'd also prefer not to have to clean the blood on the carpet. Or, well, off the
We are in forest.
gold. And
What
as I
think
said
you?
before, there's 2 of me.
No, not
Killing
you.
me
Other.
won't really... Oh,
And as I've said before, I will simply kill you twice.
No, wait or move forward.
that's up to you all. Though the longer you wait in one place, the more real it gets.
Is meant as threat or warning?
More of a warning. I wouldn't advise getting stuck in one of your worst memories.
He's fine. Probably. What say you two?
I believe Shepard was asking Origa and Strigo.
What was asking? Sorry.
Get me to the fucking Maker's Mark.
Okay.
I guess we move forward. No wait for purple one, funny one, and Nikki, the stealer one.
I would like to make
You
sure that
didn't
we all.
know. You didn't know I took your knees.
Josh, I have 5 eyes. You do not know if I didn't see.
I know you didn't.
They did! They succeeded in stealth roll!
I know. I say that. I forgot that entirely. I'm not gonna lie.
It's okay.
They just look like they steal knees, you know?
No, I don't know.
I just got that look in me. I just got that look in my eyes.
That knee thief look.
That knee thief enthusiast.
I mean, I've stolen a
That
few
feeling
knees
when knee thievery is tomorrow.
I've stolen a few knees in my time.
You also steal battery
You weren't using it.
and part of leg. I could use, you know.
We gave you a free upgrade.
It's understandable, yes, but still no ask. It's still mad.
Alright.
It's impossible now to take back because as whatever girlfriend did. But still, next time ask.
Alright. And you all
I guess we move forward.
Yes, and you all continue to walk. The further you walk through this land of snow, the more you begin to notice that the trees all look a little bit off. the way that they have grown is slanted and broken. And every few trees you look at, you can almost see one that looks like it would be screaming. Until you arrive at another door, set in the body of one of the larger trees in this forest, yet is still a train door all the same. Well, after you all,
I guess I open the door, I guess.
alright. And you walk in. Who's after Shepard?
Guess Origa will follow.
Alright, Shepard, then Origa.
I'm going last.
Smart choice. Then the Queen, then Strigo. And each of you, one by one, step through, and you arrive at a train station. And right as you do so, you see 3 people in front of you. Your allies. Each looking rather daunted and rather confused.
What's going on?
Is a friend good?
Welcome back.
Why do they look so confused?
For at least for Liz, you just kind of see her like silently staring in front of her, gripping Spathi to her chest.
Hey, wait. When did Liz take Spathi?
You were like in trance, I think. They took from your hand, I think. I don't know. Wasn't paying attention.
I didn't know if you were coming or not.
Okay. What's wrong with them? Why do they look like that?
Who they, you mean? Like friend or sword?
Why do they look so confused? And Origa's asking the queen.
As I said, they went on a little field trip. They're back now, though. Seem to be in one piece.
But not here.
I mean, they appear to be here. And she walks up in front of Moon and kind of like snaps her fingers. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I think.
Care to tell your friends
He's gonna-
what exactly you did?
I just like stare at the queen for a minute, look at the others, make a motion to see if he's actually within their space.
You are able to touch whoever you reach out to.
Your motion kind of snaps me. Liz out too.
Okay. Yeah, you're real. I'm not entirely sure exactly what happened. I can only make assumptions, and I don't know if I like those assumptions.
What kind of assumption would you make?
I probably spoke to someone I probably shouldn't have spoken to. I saw one of the Archons, and I was like a kid. I was walking through the void. Again, I'm not entirely sure what happened. One minute I see all of you, the rest of the minute I don't.
We were told that you were brought to where you needed to be.
Huh. It. Hmm. I think you see like a visible shiver gun down his spine, like as he thinks back, like he was in a void. He's like, oh, I need to be in the void. Oh, that's not good.
Oh no. I feel like Liz hearing that, like tears start welling up in her eyes.
Oh.
Oh.
And why is friend? It's sad.
She kind of realizes she's like gripping on to Spathi and is like, I here, and then just like sort of hand you back Spathi quickly without really saying anything.
Moon, remind me what languages
Okay.
you speak.
Where is it? Celestial, Draconic, Elvish, Halfling, and Primordial.
Alright.
Along Common, Sign Language, and Common, but we know those.
Give me a quick Arcana check.
Quick Arcana. Okay, yeah, sure.
DC is 12. Only you can add anything to this.
Okay, that's gonna be 14.
Alright. On the blade of Spathi, you can see runes of communication. These ones are relatively familiar. They look like an abstracted and simplified form of the sending spell.
Mm-hmm.
Next to them, you see symbols that remind you of what minimal necromancy classes you had taken in college. They remind you a little bit of Revivify, possibly Resurrection. And along the blade, further down, are 7 runes, which you can now rather easily identify as each representing one of the 7 archons. Lust, gluttony, envy, greed, wrath, sloth, and pride.
Moon is just going to side eye this sword. He obviously remembers from what Jaw told him. He's gonna keep it in mind, and as much as he would like to say something right now, he doesn't feel too sure about saying it in front of the queen.
Mm-hmm.
But he's side-eyeing that sword.
Strigo, give me a perception check. How obvious do you think Moon's staring would be?
I feel like the stare would be more, at least. Actually, no. I feel like, can we do deception on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's only right that we make a deception on this, see exactly how obvious. And that's cocked. Hold on. Hold on. Let me.
As we said on Wednesday, gotta
you
respect the
go.
cock.
Gotta honor the king.
Honor the cock, my bad.
How dare you? How dare you misrepresent?
How dare you?
Misrepresent Talon.
I got an 18.
It's not gonna be an 18.
Mhm. You can do either a perception or insight check.
Alright. Alright, Papa needs a new pair of shoes, no whammies. And no fucking whammies were had. I got an 18.
notice the
Twink knows
glance.
twink game.
Yeah, twink to twink connection.
It's like that clown to clown communication image, but just the twink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I make that when I talk about like Mexican to Mexican communication or like insane to insane, I'm making a reference to that meme. Also, like Strigo's only really watching Moon right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got me over here giggling.
Oh boy, I love
Twirls
Strigo.
hair.
Shut
Oh
the
my
fuck
god,
up,
Ryan.
man.
Go for it.
Strigo, how
I'm not
much?
gonna lie, I'm the tinkering with my little toy here.
It is not in like a cute way, for the record.
Sure.
Strigo, how much do you
That's what
think
they all say.
Aelin will have told
Whatever you say, boy.
about the Shandrin?
They're pretty open and honest with each other. Like they don't. These two share everything with one another. Which is why whenever Strigo's pissed, he's pretty openly displeased with his patron because he knows he can get away with it.
Mm-hmm. You remember, in preparation for being sent out looking for these palimpsests, you remember seeing something vaguely similar to the runes that you see on Spathi, which is what Moon is staring at.
He will make a mental note to ask him about that later.
Well, it's probably time we get going.
Going?
Oh, the train's about to arrive.
Oh,
To train? Ich. How do we get from train to station if never got off train?
I wouldn't apply much logic to this place.
A run on logic is not a healthy habit to not use that.
Good luck with that, then.
I hate this place.
And you all kind of hear the foghorn go from that long, drawn-out bass as it speeds up and its pitch increases a bit as a train pulls in. It looks rather similar to Shepherd in regards to the visual mechanics. Like, you can see it's made of the same kind of, like, bronze and copper. It has multiple, like, of its actual, like, mechanical parts exposed. It seems to be a function over form machine. And it pulls in. And the door, well, one of the doors open in front of all of you as it stops. Almost at the goal.
Jappy's gonna run their hand across the brass beast. Sort of just,
You have 2 reference.
yup. And sort of just, remember the simpler times. And sort of, and if first in, last out, I guess.
Alright.
And you'll enter.
No point waiting around.
And one by one, each of you step onto the train. And once you do so, Moan, you are returned to the void. Or rather, all of you are returned to a void. You just happen to recognize it.
I'm too sober for this, bro.
Okay. Nice, we're back here. Well, I'm back here. Oh, this. Heads up, moving around here is a bit weird.
What?
More illogical fuck shittery.
Pretty much.
I'm gonna cast the spell magic.
Nothing happens.
My fucking spell slot!
Don't worry, you get the spell slot back.
Okay, cool.
Moon's gonna look over at Strigo and be like, yeah, magic isn't really exactly very
Stable.
big here. He's gonna like motion as he makes like dancing lights to kind of like prove his point.
I'm putting that together.
Yeah, I probably should have mentioned that. This is where at least one of the places I ended up and started hearing a voice around here. I don't know if they're still here, though.
Question, Eden, is the queen here?
Ooh. She is. But she's no longer in her queen regalia. She is now in the same outfit that she had been seen in while she was the reed farmer.
Huh.
Is this is this magical darkness?
It's less of darkness and more of a void. So you can see, but the dark...
Nothing.
Yeah, the darkness is boundless. Imagine being in, like, the void of space or a black hole. What was your question?
Who?
I thought I heard someone say question.
I said something as a question, which you promptly answered. Does that count?
Oh. Okay. And Moon, you are the only one who hears this. Hello. Welcome back.
Right. Yeah, thanks for the welcome, buddy.
Are you speaking aloud in response?
Yeah, I think he's speaking out loud. As far as he's concerned, everyone else hears this.
Well, it just stares at you.
Who are you
Nice.
talking to?
Welcome.
Did you hear him? He said hello and welcome back.
I did
Oh.
not.
Sounds awful. We did not hear.
I really am going crazy.
You see, breaking your mark requires a cost. If not your friends, what are you willing to pay?
Oh, that's not good.
But
I don't mind taking emotion. Experience. Humanity.
As like this is being listed, you can see like you can it's very like physically you can tell that he's clearly thinking something and outweighing like probability and shit. Like what's
Origa will approach Moon and... What is the thing saying to you?
No sharing. I could always dwell up some emotion.
Moon is just simply gonna shake his head no towards Origa.
It's threatening.
Sort of.
Can share if need to. Nobody says no to sharing.
Not sure how much I really want to potentially anchor a voice in a place like this.
Voice is stupid.
You cannot anger me. I'm above
If I
that.
can't
Take that voice.
anger
Voice
you.
is stupid.
If I can't anger you, then what's stopping me from sharing?
Well, nothing really. But your friends can share in the cost. Would you prefer that?
No, I don't want them to be. It's not worth it. Not like that.
It won't harm them.
Right.
Not
Would you
physically,
want
at
me to?
least.
Yeah. Newsflash. That type of stuff actually matters to people.
I've heard.
Exactly. He's gonna look at the others. Again, he's like outweighing the choices. There's certain emotions in his life that he would definitely want to get rid of, but he's not sure if he's really willing to risk that.
Shepherd kind of gives like a stiff hello, like a stiff wave.
Shepherd.
What do you not want us to do?
It's what he wants. Well, it's what
Would
they
you like
want.
a countdown?
Count down. Oh, no, count. No.
What?
Despite the monotony of the voice, you can almost imagine a smirk. This is something Faelviern would be laughing at in this kind of scenario.
What you're looking for, does it have to be a good thing?
I am not a cruel keeper of knowledge. I simply keep.
I might have something then. How does this work out exactly? Do I just say it or?
Just think. Remember,
Okay, yeah. As Moon thinks, he's thinking back to around the time when everything kind of started falling apart in his life. Specifically, what started on his whole roller coaster of overambition. It's not really what he specifically wants to dull out is, how to explain it? It's basically like the item itself that he found that day that spiraled him to a point where, again, like I said, it basically tore his life apart. He is willing to give up the memory of ever finding and delving into that. It's a big root of where things went wrong, and while he's aware, it probably still means he still has to live with what he did. Most definitely has to live with what he did. At least he can give up that little fragment of part of him that is willing to let that go and doesn't have to deal with such knowledge that he was told he shouldn't have been messing with in the first place. He's making it right by finally getting rid of it. Type situation.
I'm sorry, did I misspeak? I did not say I would take your memory. I simply keep and watch.
Well, that is what he's gonna give him to keep.
Do you enjoy watching those around you suffer for your quest?
No, I don't. I very much dislike it.
Where was your
If it were up to me, minimal, if no issues at all.
Sushi, in front of you and in front of the rest of the group, the shadows coalesce into a dark figure. And your worst, most shameful moment comes to your mind. Please describe it.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Cry,
before
my
you
friends,
all
cry.
Ah, no! before you all,
Oh no.
you see first like what looks like smoke, and it's a room that, well, what remains of a room. You can see machinery, tomes, texts, scattered books that are all singed and burned. The machines itself, again, combusted. They on fire. Everything that remains was either charred or has. You can't really figure out what was in this room anymore. But by the context, you probably figure out it was a workshop. And within the workshop, you can see a much young, well, not much, but still a relatively younger Moon. His clothes were that like of a scholar, tattered. He himself, he's bleeding, covered in smog. And but based on like his arm as well, you can tell it's most likely broken. Like he was in this blast, and it clearly got them a lot, but it wasn't as bad as the person that's in his arms. An elven woman who's also who's also dressed in similarly like scholarly clothes. That saying hers are a bit different, with her uniform looking a bit more that of an engineer. But it can't barely tell that, seeing how she is in a much worse state than Moon is. Her body is charred to a very unfortunate degree. Limp in his arms, and it is just him sobbing. Barely, he can't even hold her tight. Since again, like his own body himself, he's barely keeping himself together. With in this scene, it's just a guy holding on to what little gentleman he has, and the result of what he did around him.
And each of you are standing in this rubble. What remains of this workshop. Simply watching as a younger Moon sobs over the burnt body of someone whose eyes have faded, the life having drained. Yet they are still open, and you can see a hint of blue, maybe cerulean. And Moon, you hear the shifting of bone as her head turns to you. Was it worth it?
Moon is going to very visibly tense up. Like you can even see like a visible shake from him.
So we're all standing right next to Moon, right?
Mm-hmm. Think of it like think of it like if you have ever seen like I don't know how to explain it. For those of you who've seen The Flash, the like 30,000
The show or the movie?
The show. The movie's
Which show? The animated
dog
series
shit.
or live action?
Live action.
Oh, you could have picked a good series.
Okay, the first 3 or 4 seasons of the show are bomb, and I personally love the last 2 of the show as well.
That show sucks.
Cry about it.
Outshala that shit right now.
Outshala that shit.
Grass
I
been
liked it.
Dude,
destroyed.
I'm just a hater.
You are. You really are.
I hate a lot of stuff.
But what I was going to say, the bajillion times that Barry returned or went back in time to his mother's death, kind of just like standing and watching from like the background as everything is playing out. Like you're there. You're kind of just observing as everything has fallen into place. But now you can tell the memory is kind of shifting in response to Moon.
I think Liz has a few bad memories of her own. So in like kind of this seeing Moon sort of tense up, Liz is going to like place a hand on his shoulder and turn him towards her face.
As you do
The
so,
voices aren't real.
the body's head turns unnaturally to look at you, Liz. Hello there. Would you like to participate?
Liz does not regard the voice 1 second.
Do you want your friend to be cured?
More
wonder which-
towards like Moon. Are you sure?
I don't think Moon is that responsive right now. He kind of just like eternally shut down completely.
I wonder which your friend Strigo would prefer. Alive.
Is this audible to everybody?
Yes, this is fully the corpse. The burned, charred corpse that young Moon is holding, speaking.
Okay. Can we touch these things that are?
Oh
around us,
yes,
like the
yeah.
machinery?
You're here. You're here. Yeah.
Right.
Would
I'm gonna walk
Strigo
up.
prefer a life of sadness, loss, remembering everything?
You do not get to put my burden on their shoulders.
That's
If
not
this
okay.
is treatment, if this is the cure, then I will suffer my ailment.
But
The head turns
what about
again,
you?
this time to you, Strigo, and you all once more hear the pop of the neck. Strigo. The man who can only get what he wants by using himself. You continue to use yourself as your bargaining chip? Do you not care for
I will
your
not
friends?
use any. What a stupid fucking question. You reside in this palace of infinite knowledge, and you ask me if I care for them. We are here because I care for them.
I
We
am
went
not one
to
for
hell
emotion.
because I care.
Congratulations.
Ask me a better question.
What do you most regret?
Why?
I could also ask what it is you dream about. Your desires? Wishes?
What are these questions?
As I said, I collect.
And you collect misery to what end?
To learn. To adapt.
And if I give you my suffering, you will remove the need for theirs. Is that what this is?
No. Suffering is not something one can hold on their own. Even I know that. That is why each of you are so valuable.
I understand it. You don't feel it, do you? For all you're watching and observing, it's not something you connect with.
I did. At one point.
Well, then it's simply been too long and you've forgotten because misery can be held like a hand.
I wonder how you would feel after an eternity on your own. Powerless. Unable to do, unable to save. Anyone or anything. Just out of reach.
That's what this is. Powerlessness. Desperation. The only way I can do anything is by killing myself. Something we came down here to try and fix. You pose this hypothetical as if it is not a daily occurrence.
Would you prefer? I ask him. And the head
No.
turns. Not to Moon, not to any of your allies. But deeper into the void where you see yourself. Smaller. Younger. a sigil, scarred into your skin. Did you prefer blindness? A lack of knowing?
Strigo's going to turn to the rest of the group. We need to leave.
Yeah, that's good.
I agree. This place sucks, as some would say.
But what about the mark?
The mark. We can handle it in a different way.
How do you know
What
that?
if there isn't a different way?
As you were all
Because there has to
conversing,
be another way.
as you were all conversing, do you see, or rather you don't see, the Queen until you continue to look around, and she is on her knees, watching both the young Strigo and the young Moon. Eyes a void. No emotion visible.
Easy.
If
Sorry, you first.
there is no other way, we can just use Revivify or True Resurrection or something.
I sorry.
That stuff.
Someone does.
I'm out of loot a little. What is the problem exactly?
I'm dying.
Mhm.
Or I'm going to.
Because of this maker mark, yes?
Mhm.
Can I make a history check or arcana check to see if throughout the 2,000 years of constant robotic evolution, this machine knows anything about it, just heard about it?
You've
And if
certainly
these methods
heard
would work?
of Maker's Marks. They are not just an arcane thing, not just used by the Archons. They're often used to just simply mark what has been created, denote who created something, who owns something.
So, my understanding of this wording is maker marks are unique.
Yes.
Can the machine inspect it to see if they can recognize the mark and who exactly if this is?
That would be up to
Because the machine
Strigo.
doesn't know. May I see? He's might know something. Saw something like this before, I think.
Anything is better than this. He'll take his shirt off.
Oh, okay.
I wish I had a whistle sound. I was about to
Who
do
the
that.
fuck
I was
won't
about to do that.
whistle?
I was about to do that. I was about to do that. I was about to literally pull up a whistle audio
hate you
sound.
guys.
I fanned myself as well to add to it.
Oh my fucking god.
My.
Yeah, take it off!
So can I make, what kind of check do I make?
That's
History
the
or
first
Arcana?
emotion the fucking elder entity over there ever feels.
I'm so
Woo!
mad that my mic can't pick up my whistle because I know how to do that specific whistle.
Oh, wolf whistle. So what sort of check do I
You,
make? Arcana or
specifically you,
history?
do not get the wolf whistle at Strigo.
Bro's just a hater.
Bro is
No,
truly
I'm
a
kidding.
hater.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
Testing on.
Hi.
Okay. So what kind of check do I make? History or Arcana?
Either, honestly.
Alright, I'll go with an Arcana check.
Well, you're
Where did I leave my D20? Fuck. There we go. D20 located. So, 19?
19. All right. You haven't really seen many Maker's Marks like this. This is a very unique Maker's Mark, even amongst Maker's Marks as a whole. They usually have some kind of pattern or signature tailored to a specific crafter, a specific artificer, a specific blacksmith. This appears as, I believe, a spear.
Yeah.
Just cheese and
And
mustard.
and the blade of this spear is sharp, pointed, and at its point you can almost see, it's almost as if the blade is slightly piercing into Strigo himself. Breaking Maker's Marks in of themselves is difficult. It becomes more and more difficult to break them the more unique they are, because that means the creator has put more time into it, more intent.
I see. Is that all?
Around it, you see slight veins of black. But besides that, that is it.
Presumably, with the veins, like, it's alive, almost?
I suppose you could say that.
Good news and bad news. Which one first?
I don't care. Good news, I guess.
Good news. Whoever made this mark is quite unique mark. Really appreciated this mark. This type of mark is more so just to say ownership of something. Yes. So whoever
Yeah,
made this,
I knew that.
yes, it's very good, very treasured, very important. Bad news, it's maybe alive. It's piercing into your skin a little, like under it, like dagger and back.
As you
Cannot
actually
tell
look
who.
at Strigo's skin, it's not the same kind of thing, but the golden tattoos and scars that line Strigo give off a similar kind of vibe to the Maker's Mark.
as I say, it sort of stab into you. It has little veins coming off it, sort of maybe implying it is alive or expanding. It for Maker Mark, it is unique. It's hard to say who made. I not seen one like this before.
So we know
Also,
who made it, and we knew all of this already.
okay, I try. Okay. Also,
I
other note, your tattoo looks similar. It sort of dig in, similar to Mark.
I also knew
It's
that one.
okay. Is sort of. If you know all this, I no help. I guess.
No,
No,
you're fine.
I understand now more. I get the problem. I understand it fully. I think.
We're just I'm just under we as a collective are just under a lot of stress at the moment.
I imagine this is sort of a big problem. Well, more than big problem. This is yes. But
So
I imagine this.
everybody, do we want to leave?
I I I mean I want
Origa
to
wants
get
to
the
fight this
maker's
guy.
mark off. I don't want you to have to keep it. I don't want you to die.
Not not to be mean. I don't think this thing we can fight. And do you want to see your worst problem, your worst moment?
Origa has
Eh.
seen her worst moments. Origa knows.
Will you
In
offer
that
it up?
case,
What?
Sorry, say that one again, Ian.
Will you offer it up?
Fine.
I mean, if it gets rid of the mark, okay.
No, no.
What? Let us help you. Let us help.
Not like this. Not in a way where you have to suffer.
We'll be okay.
Origa just puffs up her chest. She just.
No, not.
Origa has already suffered before. Origa does not suffer anymore. Origa has made peace with demons inside.
Strigo, we've come this far.
We didn't know what the cost was when we were coming here.
You didn't either when you first got the mark.
Yes, I did.
You were planning to offer yourself anyway. We both know this.
Origa is not afraid.
Origa, please describe your most shameful moment.
So, her most shameful moment kind of goes pretty far back.
Little baby Gnoll.
And everyone gets to see little baby, little
Little pup.
small pup
Oh.
Origa
Oh.
playing with her two sisters.
Oh no, what am I
Um,
about to have to do?
Huh?
Nothing. Keep going.
However, yes, it is adorable. But she's playing with her two sisters when there's a call
in Gnoll, which not a lot of people probably would understand. Both her, all three of them perk up. You know, it clearly is more of a warning than anything, just by the tone of the voice of the Gnoll, in the memory. And it cuts to them going deeper into the woods, closer to one of the mountains that she used to live near. And her brother, her younger brother, runs up. Again, but all speaking in Gnoll, no common yet. And he runs off. Origa tries to stop him, and he runs off into a cave, which is probably what was warned about by the other larger Gnoll. And her biggest regret here is not being able to stop her brother from being mauled by the cave bear that lived there. And you just hear the carnage from inside the cave, and then the bear comes out all bloodied, and it's not a very pleasant sight. That is her biggest regret, is not being able to stop her brother from being killed. But she does not flinch. She does not show much emotion to it. As she said, she has made peace with this. She knows that if she had stopped him, she probably wouldn't be where she is today. She knows that. She looks to this creature, this nightmare thing, looking at everybody, and
This does not scare me. My regret is my regret, yes, but I have made peace. Nothing you can do can hurt me or my friends.
You continue to misinterpret. I seek not to harm any of you.
I find that hard to believe.
Believe what you will. Many believe in me. Who believes in you?
False god.
I'm sorry to be the one to break this to you, but the gods are dead.
My faith is placed well in the one I believe in. They have protected me for a long, long time.
Do not assign your success to the gods above, for they would not assign theirs to you and your worship. Above board, who's next?
Well, I mean, if there's no volunteers.
Well,
Liz actively takes a step back.
So, T, how's your day going? I
Oh,
hope you're
boy.
ready to be sad.
Oh boy, I love being sad.
So, what's Teashini's most shameful moment?
Oh boy, I've been scripting this out in my head this entire time. So, what everyone will see is you see someone you can barely recognize. T. She's a lot younger. Doesn't have like those stripes that you always see on her skin is fluffy. She looks like a human, which she always says she is. She's in what she's wearing is like basically if you just grabbed some old sack that you might have just put like a bunch of bread in, store it, just cut it up and tied a rope around her waist to make it kind of like some shabby dress. She was walking around some old dusty deserty town and was talking to some random person on the side of the street. She was walking around like she owned this place. Walked up to that guy. He started talking to her. Don't really know what he's talking about. And then at some point, she responds to something that he says, and he just gets to look just anger on his face. And in a flash of light, you see the man is now gone. T is now standing a few steps back, looking dazed, and has cut all over her body where the stripes. They're bleeding a little bit, and she looks like something just broke her mind. She kind of like steadies herself a little bit against the wall and then runs somewhere. And as she runs, dust kicking up behind her, she bumps into someone, getting a little bit of blood splattered on their shirt. The person turns to her, looks concerned, and reaches out to help her, and she runs off again. She bumps into walls, other people, each time just getting away from everyone that tries to offer help, because she's clearly not okay. Until eventually she just runs into like the middle of an alley, kneels down, and then something else happens. You can see she looks in pain. Not from the cuts or anything, but because her body seems to be reforming itself. And eventually turns into a weretiger. And after that happens, this new thing, not exactly her, but very slightly reminiscent of what she might have looked like, gets up, walks over to where anyone is, and starts attacking them. And at some point, she corners some little kid, a small half-elven girl, in some very clean clothes that looks like she takes like every second to dust off any bit of dirt or grime. Reaches up her hand to slash at her. Someone else comes in front, hit. A half-orc, missing an arm. And as the hits against them, they take the hit. They don't die. But she keeps on. attacking. Eventually kills him. Kills him. And she continues to just attack. Eventually, he walks off, lays down, back to where she looked before, now covered in blood, close at her. She sits up, looks around, looks at her hands, at the dead body surrounding, and screams.
And that scream echoes throughout the void as you all watch.
And also you would see T is just visibly just shaken, trying to make herself seem smaller than she is right now, just shrinking back, slouching, holding up together, crossing her arms, and trying to look.
And now, instead of the body of Moon's friend, you all see the cut up remains of the half-orc. Look to you all. You each regret a few things. Quite a few.
No living person is without the regret.
I have absolutely no clue what you just said.
No, she said, no living person is without their regrets.
Thank you. You cut out on my end every 5 milliseconds.
True.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault.
No, how
It's all
dare
my
your mic
fault.
how dare your mic malfunction?
And somehow the mic malfunctioning is your problem.
Yeah. Who is next?
I guess Shepard is gonna go next, but before that,
For the record, that was the
Shep-
half-orc asking that this time.
yeah, Shepard is gonna sort of crouch over T, sort of put a hand on her shoulder and sort of give them a little brassy, cold hug. Let me see.
Creak sound effect.
Yeah, in sort of. I understand. Killing with no control. Just. I hope you understand and forgive yourself for this eventually. If you have not already, I mean. And I guess. Fuck it, let's do Shep's nightmare.
So, Shepard.
Yeah.
What is your most shameful memory and or worst nightmare? At this point, they're interchangeable.
Yeah, who cares? Same shit.
Not drill.
I guess. Alright. But I guess the first thing revealed would be Shepherd. I guess in opulent whites, purples, and golds, right? Wearing first of all, wearing an actual like breastplate and actual proper armor. Like their chest is properly encased, right? Rather than the skeleton he bears now. Marching along in a mindless cadence behind some. I guess imagine like a Caesar type of character, right? Someone who holds himself with like a punchable stride, right? Who holds himself with a punchable like egotism.
Oh yes, a punchable stride.
Yes, a very punchable stride, like one of those. Like the second they walk up to you, you want to punch them, but you kind of can't because they're untouchable, right? And you'd be in a parade of sorts, right? With the floats and banners in this man's image, this I guess leader's image. Across the crowds that are forced to attend are rows of soldiers with spears pointed at at the citizens' backs, forced to cheer and bow to their emperor. This wretched warlord, ever stained with the blood of the innocent, right? Shepherd walking in stride behind him, ever present, eyes on a swivel, looking for any possible threats. When this elderly, haggard woman steps out of the crowd and walks up to the emperor with a bouquet of flowers, seeming it was not uncommon. Hopefully, the people that gave him gifts would be remembered and not persecuted. As the woman approached ever closer, the shepherd noticed a glint in the bouquet and immediately struck down the woman where she stood with just a simple slash across the neck. For in the bouquet hid a small, crude dagger made of glass and wrappings. The strand of this woman's spirit streaked down this blade alongside the blood, that staining the perfect white paint on Shepherd. And without skipping a step, continued marching on. And so on and so forth for months, weeks. A mother, a lone child. Well, I say child, like more like a 13-year-old with a dagger, right? Or some weapon. Several attempts on his emperor's life, all cut down systematically, perfectly. Until something finally broke in the machine and it understood, and the weight of its sins collapsed on it. Shepherd seen in marble halls, tearing at its chest, that's almost erupting, revealing the strands all tainted with dried blood. And I guess that would be it for Shepherd. And Shepherd stands and puts their weapons, I guess, digs them into the floor of this place. It kneels in front of the image, this memory. and hums. He himself doesn't hum. Sort of machinery inside him hums. And he just lays dormant for a moment, waiting for some cocky spirit to rear its head.
There is no response. Not from Drill, not from any of your spirits. Simply silence.
And then, in that case, they hoist themselves up and pick up their blades and reattach them, magnetically attach them to their hip. What now? You satisfied?
One more.
Is knowledge sufficient? Ich, always one more. Ugh. Hate the type. Always one more. Oh, one more crusade, one more misery.
I believe your name is L15.
I'll be right.
Liz
I'll be
like
right
sort
back.
of clutches herself and is just like looking towards the ground.
Okay, you got this.
The deep labored breath. You wish for the worst memory?
You're most shameful. Or are you not in the land of pride?
It would be when I learned I had survived.
Well, that's a loaded response.
Survivor's guilt. Let's go.
Whoopee!
Yippee!
Whoop-de-doo.
Trying to think of the best way to describe this.
Sadness.
Kind of like, have you ever seen people make those like really in-depth, like sort of like small buildings of like offices or rooms?
Sure.
Basically like a sort of a medical room here, and sitting on this like bench waiting is Liz, who you can generally get the vibe that it's like 1 or 2 years younger than she is now. Her hair's considerably a lot smaller than when you first met her, but still has the length to it. And she's sort of just like kicking at the ground slightly, waiting. And then you hear the soft click of a door opening, and you see a man in a a pristine, clean medical apron come out. And as you look at this man's face, you can't really tell his features, be that through intervention or through Liz not able to unlock the memory of the face. And as he comes out, he looks towards Liz and sort of pulls out this like kind of journal from his side, and starts writing it down, looking at her. Okay, L115. One more. Follow. And then Liz, without like any other words, sort of gets up from the bench and follows him into the room. And as if a camera's following, the camera follows them into this like large operating room. And the man then goes on to say, okay, for this operation, I will be... yes. Pulls out a file from like a cabinet. It's Alma's turn. And as soon as Alma leaves his lips, Liz looks utterly like shaken.
Shooketh.
Shooken?
I said shooketh.
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 And Liz will be like, but no buts. You said this about all the others. Just be quiet. You act like you haven't dealt with these emotions before. And Liz sort of will like get up on this operating table in like a medieval sense, where it's just a fucking slab of stone in the middle of a room. And as he is like going to grab some needles, he gets like this sort of smirk on his face and sort of speaks over his shoulders, staring towards what he's grabbing. And he says, well, I have to think of my exact wording. You know, out of all the people I've operated on, your body has to be the strongest. The amount of times you've been sliced open is interesting, to say the least. Yeah, if only I could take care of your constant cries. I'm just glad you will never see them again. And for some reason, you see Liz sort of silently get off the operating table, walk up behind this man, and basically put him in an arm lock, trying to choke him. He kicks back off of the shelves and vials, and as he's falling, his head bashes against the operating table with a loud, sickening crack, leaving his neck completely broken. And Liz sort of just stands, Liz sort of like gets up from the ground and kneels next to him. And whispers to herself, "It was that easy?" And as she is like saying this, tears start slowly cascading down her face. And she begins to like, her bones begin to like jut out of their sockets and crack as she grows larger into the beast you saw in the cell. And she devours what's left of the man. And then it fades to black.
Well, for clarification, less fades to black, more kind of just like the moment freezes.
Sort of stands there with like just a, almost as soon as the scene is over, shoots away from it, unable to look any longer, with just a complete almost breakdown she is trying to hold back.
Is it enough yet? Are you satisfied now?
I can never truly be satisfied, but yes. You may go. And your mark will be dealt with.
I don't need it off yet. I need to know how to get rid of it. I need to be able to do it myself when the time is right.
Well then. Strigo, you are the only one who hears this. But you hear Drill essentially list out the components and steps of a spell. Almost like a custom-tailored version of Remove Curse.
Okay.
You can write down the spell, Remove Mark. Or Remove Brand,
Alrighty.
whichever you would prefer.
Remove shadow cancer. Can I just call it chemotherapy?
Yes.
Chemo!
Yeah, feel free.
Eldritch radiation starts fucking burrowing into your
We
arm.
love the chemo spell.
Damn, it's gonna turn
chemo.
Strigo's hair curly.
Oh no.
No, that's not what chemo does.
Have you seen John Green? Hank Green, not John Green, Hank Green. His hair got
You know what
curly after
happens to
chemo.
most cancer patients?
Die.
Yes, but no, they lose their hair.
That was so blunt of me.
I mean, you're not wrong. I had a friend with cancer, and he lost all his hair. I shaved my head so he wouldn't be the only one without hair.
No, I know they
Aw.
lose their hair. I was just saying, like afterwards, the hair is
joking
often
for
different.
haste.
His ass did not make it, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
No, it's okay.
Me da had cancer.
If
Where did I
may
get that accent from?
I don't know. My dad also had cancer. What's that?
If I may ask, what level is this remove mark?
It's
Or is it
essentially,
just something you can do?
I mean, it's not necessarily like a full spell, but you could call it 3rd level, I guess, but it can't be counterspelled in the same way
It's
that a normal
equivalent
spell
to
can
third
be.
level.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of 3rd level.
It's more so of a ritual rather than a spell. I guess.
Not
That's
necessarily. I suppose you could do it like as an action, like it has a casting time of 1 action, so long as you like perform its requirements and stuff, which is essentially like
It's not a traditional spell that consumes traditional situational things
yeah.
like spells, I imagine. Okay, just asking out of my own personal curiosity.
hmm
I almost said something I was gonna regret.
Were you about to give me an idea?
No, I was gonna say chemo's at 3rd level, I guess.
No, that's funny.
Yes, I would like to cast
Chemotherapy
a
does a lot
stage
of
3 chemo.
Yep. The chemo's fucked because they're basically killing you in the hopes that it kills the cancer before it kills you.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's an arms race.
Yeah, typically you fucking lose.
It's like an arms race with the USA. You don't typically win that.
I don't think anyone has.
China makes another paper tiger tank, and then then American boosts up another 3 generations.
Yep.
3 other.
Bro, Cold War ended. Ronald Reagan was like, "I'm gonna make the Death Star." Russia went, "Okay, we're done."
We're good.
I tap out. I'm done. I'm good.
A very simplified explanation of the Cold War, but. Alright, can we leave this fucking shithole now?
Mhm.
The trauma session was very traumatic. I can't imagine why.
That's crazy.
Oh boy.
We all
I will
know.
pay
Bad
Eden
habits
back
of
for this
trauma.
tenfold on.
You
On Monday?
You better watch out, Eden.
Better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. Just
This
progressively
was-
more evil. What? You better watch
This
out.
was minimal revenge.
For what, Mac Morna?
My boy.
Your boy. So mine now.
Vanier? More like Ganier.
Correct!
Literally everyone has said that.
Vanir rests in the Garden of Eyes. Vanir is mine now.
Damn. Why am I getting caught in the crossfire of this revenge?
No,
What did I do?
I'm not serious. I don't act like I literally walked into that Vanir situation on purpose. I didn't mean for him to get killed, but I thought he was gonna die anyway, so I was like, I'm all in on pissing this god off.
Also, you
I'm
were
not-
all
I'm
in
not
with $10. What do you mean you were all in? You were getting none of that pot.
I am also not going to take out anything on Eden that he does in this session. That's BN.
No, yes, we banter and we threaten, but we do not like actually like, or I don't think we hold any of this against each other.
No.
I threatened to,
Yeah,
I threatened to
assumed
kill
it
the
was a
players
joke.
of my I threaten to kill the characters of my players all the time, but I don't actually do it.
I threaten it a lot, but I'm terrified of doing it.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
you happen to do it twice in a single session almost.
Blue had to
That's
ask.
God.
awesome. Hell yeah.
Blue had to
See, it's
ask
worse when
the
it's by
Oracle
accident.
about killing Vanir.
Yeah. Dude, do you know how fucked up that fight was? How much shit I had to throw at you guys to actually put you in a position where you were stressing?
Yes. And you didn't even, to be fair, you didn't take advantage of all of Vanir's capabilities.
No, I didn't. I didn't even take advantage of everyone else on the board. You all could have fucking died in an instant if I decided Saren had had enough of you.
I mean, Vanir probably could have soloed the party, to be honest.
Fucking no. Vonnie didn't have the health for it.
The DPS, surely. The health, hell no.
Yeah, that's fine.
Vonnier said, I can take them in a fight, right?
You do not want to take
The only-
Vonnier anyway.
The only creature
Vonnier's,
you've come across who can solo the party is Akis.
Vonnier's last moments turns into a bard and tries to romance Menathir.
No. That thing doesn't care for sex.
I know. That's
What if it's
why
really
Time
good?
also
More than
gave up
romance
on
and sex.
romancing the father of demons or whatever his face was.
Braun?
Braun, yeah. And instead, he's a time traveler.
Popsicle.
Oh.
Well, yeah. Chris said, fuck one, I'll have two.
Yeah, he's a part of a polyamorous time travel group thing.
That sounds like a Doctor Who episode.
The fuck?
If that's not what D&D is about, I don't know what is.
Oh, and one of them is a rocker.
A rocker boy? You're playing
Yeah,
Cyberpunk
she
Red
is.
and D&D?
No,
What?
no, he has a rocker
No.
girlfriend.
Oh, rocker girl, awesome.
And the other is a vampire.
I
Good
just
for
snapped the shit out of my
him.
finger with the
Good for
screwdriver.
him.
Anywho,
Ouch.
let's get out of this hell.
Yes.
Aw, man, I'm
Yeah,
bleeding.
let's leave.
Let's wrap this
Real
joint.
quick though, I'd like to apologize for jacking the session there for a minute. My bad, guys.
It's okay. I'm the
Excuse
one who furthered the bit.
No,
Honestly-
I like no. I'm talking about earlier when I like, as Strigo, kind of stole the moment, and I apologize for my behavior during that.
This is your moment! You're
we
the
are
one
quite-
with shadow cancer!
We are quite literally here to cure you of shadow cancer.
This is you!
No, I thought you stopped the spotlight on me.
You can, like,
Get fucking used to it!
Deal with it.
Get used to it! You have terminal
You're over
shadow
here with
cancer!
shadow
Kill
cancer.
it.
You can
This-
kill yourself
guys.
on the spot,
This was
and I
my
would be like,
gift
yeah,
know
this
to
is
you as
No, I
fair.
will.
this was my happy Pride Month gift to you. Migos is a little bit closer to being real.
Pride Month, amigos.
We need to rename Pride
Oh
Month
boy,
to
I
Migos
can't
Month.
wait for Migos.
It is
Okay.
not. You're not.
Okay,
calling
that,
it Migos
guys,
Month.
guys, focus,
Migos Month.
focus,
Migos Month.
Focus.
focus,
Okay, focus.
focus.
Locking in.
Hocus focus.
So,
I can't.
after Liz's memory ends and Strigo, you hear the explanation. You all... I'm just gonna narrate this so we can do it fast, if that's okay.
Good, Ethan.
Good.
Get us out.
Yeah. You all arrive back in the train. And walking through it once more, you hear the echoed voices and memories of those you have lost. Until you once more reach the endless train car. At which point, you all blink and are once more in the Golden Palace.
I was about to be so like, actually there. I don't have eye
Shut your
lenses.
god. Your lens. Okay, your camera shutters.
There we go.
Don't worry, the elder entity decided to stop and punch you in every eye to crack your lens.
The entire party gets to
The thing
gets
without the
magically,
body.
put to sleep. One of those fucking situations where, like elves can't be put magically to sleep or something, right?
Yeah. It's sitting
Everyone
up with the chair.
Get really
And
sleepy. Except
first
you,
of all-
you get hit by a chair.
The session isn't quite
Except
over yet, but you all do level up.
Awesome!
Woohoo! I am not going to apply it because that implies looking up a PDF that I do not want to go digging through right now.
That's fair.
Bro, I'm so backed up on updating sheets.
Mood.
Well,
Level 8,
understand.
baby.
And once you return, you are back in, like, the entranceway of the throne room. And you see the queen and her double both kind of, like, just looking at each other next to the throne. Before...
You mind if I take that seat?
Before the Lady of the Reeds turns and walks towards you all with determination, seeming like she's going to leave. Do you all let her pass?
Which one? The one.
The Lady of the Reeds.
The one in
the one.
Yeah, but
like the one who doesn't have the
one.
the
yeah.
non-royal.
Yeah, the one who doesn't have the mask on.
All right.
The lady who stabbed the guy through the chest with a reed.
Cool.
Maybe.
Shep's already out of the way.
Yes. Origa will
feel
step
like
out of the way as well.
I feel like Shep has like, you know how in those like modern like Hyundai or like Kias, how they have like rear view detection. Like he got little like one of those like parking warnings and he just moves out of the way.
Bro is a self-driving car.
Yeah, bro. Tesla doesn't make them like this anymore.
God damn.
Quite literally.
Not ever since the divorce.
Anyways. So, all of you part? Like,
No,
let her go through.
We'll let her out.
Yeah.
I don't want another Maker's Mark situation.
As she walks out, she kind of nods to you, Strigo. The look on her face is that of concern and apology. And she leaves. Now, the actual queen just sits down in her chair, all four of her arms kind of just folded in her lap.
Is she okay, or are you okay, or is everyone okay? Actually, like just are we good?
I don't know.
I think we should just leave. I think we need to rest.
Yeah,
What
that
you all
sounds like a
do
good
now is
idea.
up to you. Fair warning. Failvirn is in the city.
Oh.
Wait, well,
Who is that? Someone I should.
no,
warn?
sorry, that shit just came out of me.
I don't know what you said.
That was like a knee-jerk
Yeah.
reaction. I
Wow.
couldn't control
Ooh,
myself.
we blow. It
my
spreads.
God.
It claims another host. I need to play.
Yo, should I take
Plague
Blight? Should I take Dimension Door? I'm gonna take Dimension Door. That's fine.
But yeah, if
Never gonna cast it, but yeah.
if it's easy, and since this was a very heavy session, we can just end it here. Say you guys like go take a nap or something.
Take that
My
nap.
sheep.
Tavern?
Team of electric sheep.
You take a nap at Cassandra's Keep.
Can we not sleep at this person's house? I don't want to trust him.
Cassandra's?
Wait, am I thinking of the right person?
Cassandra is the orc who paid Strigo
I
half
bet
of
I
her.
trust her more than the queen. I thought we were talking about the queen.
Yeah, I
Oh,
have
no.
sex with her on like a bi-monthly basis
Yeah.
because her husband can't get it up.
Oof.
Well, he's kind of dead.
Well, he really can't anymore.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, he
You really
couldn't
can't
when
get him up.
when he was alive. Now
No,
he
yeah,
fucking sure
yeah.
as shit
He's dead.
can't.
Yeah.
You have to
Should I
help
take the
them out
alert
around
feed?
the house, considering you killed their family. You're such a good butler.
Right.
And just before
Well,
we
I
end,
suppose I am one
what is-
hell of a butler.
what is the barbarian's health is the increase is what 2d what again?
I
Bit of it.
believe it is
2d10.
2d10, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I took the alert feed.
Yay!
No.
I
I
took
took the
Mage
prodigy
Slayer.
feat, so now Moon gets another language.
I
Oh my god.
Of course.
I tried to persuade Blue to let me take the prodigy feat as Zwei. He wasn't convinced.
Wait a minute.
I drive a hard burger, bro.
I mean, to be fair, she isn't half anything anymore.
No, you're not. But you want full, bitch.
I want her to cry,
Privilege everyone.
and I want her
My-
to know that her mother misses her.
Oh, believe
Weep
me,
womp, bruh.
Okay, what's a good language for me to
friends.
pick up then?
Fuck. Do you know
Pick up like some
Elvish?
evil fuck ass language like French.
Okay.
No, don't
See,
learn
I think it
Skiaru.
horrifies me that if we were to like hypothetically think about like, you know, if Moon was a real guy, he would absolutely know French.
Y'all.
Oh, poor
For the
bastard.
VOD. For the VOD. Bye. See you guys next week.
Bye boy.
Bye.
Bye.
I would totally
losers.
speak French between moons.
Can you
like,
imagine